What's up, all my movie-loving maniacs? This is your boy Bankful B, and welcome back to the Lassiter Halloween special, where I review a spooky movie for the Halloween season. And today I'm going to talk about A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge, which is celebrating its 40th anniversary, so let's review. So, A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge takes place sometime after the events of the first film, in which a new family has moved into the home that was basically the central focus of the first film, and Freddy comes back and starts terrorizing this teenage boy. He takes over his body and starts unaliving people in their dreams and in the real world. Now, this is a tradition that I started last year, in which I reviewed the first film for its 40th anniversary, and so I am just gonna watch. And well, since these movies essentially came out almost every year back in the 80s and early 90s, I just figured I'd just rewatch a Freddy-related movie every year until we get to the latest version. And so now I'm here with Freddy's Revenge, which is celebrating its 40th anniversary. And even though it's not particularly my favorite within this series, I do understand why it's a cult favorite among fans of this franchise, and understandably why. But how do I feel? I mean, I still feel that way, but I still admire it for how different it was. But it's clear that this movie was fast-tracked to happen after the success of that first film, and clearly this is a somewhat rushed movie. But the biggest thing about this movie is that it is a homoerotic movie, in which this movie is kind of a metaphor for someone trying to come out the closet. And maybe that wasn't the writer's intention, or maybe it was from what I'm hearing, but it ain't hard to read between the lines within this movie, because this movie is definitely homoerotic for a number of reasons, and you'll see the scenes and you can understand why. But for me, Freddy Krueger as a character, he's always been one of my favorite horror icons, and in this movie in particular, I don't think he was as funny as he would become in later movies, and he's not even that scary in this one as he was in the first movie. In fact, I don't recall there being so much screen time with Freddy in this movie. I mean, he does leave an impact, but at the same time, he's not as impactful in this movie, and he does still have some scenes that are a bit gruesome to look at, like how he's basically descending out of the boy's body, and he just starts tearing it apart, and I'm like, the effects on that was a little bit agonizing to watch at times. And I am also aware that there was a documentary about this movie and the main actor of this movie, in which he was a closeted homosexual when he made this movie, and now he's out and proud. And so I am going to make a point to watch that documentary at some point, but yeah. In the end, I give this movie credit for being different, but as a Nightmare on Elm Street movie, is not particularly my favorite within the series. But regardless, there's still some fun to be had with this movie, which is why I'm going to give A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge, the shoulder shrug emoji. Thank y'all so much for watching. Have you seen this film? And so let me know what you think in the comment section below. And also let me know where this movie lands among the other Freddy movies. This is your boy Bankful B of The Lassiter. Stay safe, wash your hands, and be on the lookout for more reviews for The Lassiter Halloween special.